Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Ledger at the moment is having a Christmas sale where if you buy a Ledger Nano X, you get a free $25 voucher to be able to use to buy cryptocurrency for free. While this is not paid advertising, I am an affiliate and I have an affiliate link in the description below for those of you who are interested in getting that free crypto. And without further ado, let's jump right into it because it's a lot. This is going to be a mix of crazy news and a blend of news I missed, which is what I normally do on the weekend. So for those of you who don't know, a couple of days ago, MicroStrategy announced that they were trying to raise $400 million to buy more Bitcoin. And then Citigroup came out and were like, no, that's crazy. You can't do that because we wanted to do that and you're wrong for doing it. So MicroStrategy was like, okay, cool. We'll up it to $500 million. So then something really weird happened across the course of the evening. MicroStrategy today announced that they upped it from 400 million to 500 million. And apparently they hit 650 million US dollars of 0.75% convertible senior notes. Is complete. Their offering of it and is due to mature on December 2025. The official blog also stated that the firm intends to invest the net proceeds from the convertible notes to purchase Bitcoin. MicroStrategy and CEO Michael Saylor are now well-followed names in the crypto trading world. The firm has already bought up more than 40,000 Bitcoin and is still investing in top cryptocurrency. Recently, the firm announced the offering of senior convertible notes at an annual interest rate of 0.75%. The firm announced its plan to raise $400 million by offering convertible notes and utilize the sales to purchase more Bitcoin on the 8th of December. That was 4 days ago. And they made an additional $250 million. So the news being, MicroStrategy in 3.5 days, raised another 650 million US dollars. I think it says it's somewhere around here as well. Yeah, this is also, I mean, of course, this is news that's everywhere news. But I think the next step is they file with the SEC or something like that. I forgot exactly what the procedure is, but I assume by next week or the week after, we are going to hear about that actual purchase. The really interesting part is, and this is something I think that sometimes people don't get, maybe they don't remember, and I know somebody's going to say it in the comment section, so I'm kind of preemptively saying it right now. People always say, well, that's amazing that they bought that much Bitcoin, but they didn't move the price, so their purchase does nothing. And my brain leaks out of my ear when people say these things because you have to understand that there are things called over-the-counter markets where simply you can go to Coinbase and say, hey, sell me X amount of something without it actually having to touch the cryptocurrency exchange. And also the news that we've had before with MicroStrategy is that they use bots. And they apparently used Coinbase's bots, and that's how they were able to purchase their they previously purchased 425, it was 200 million, and then 125 million, and then some other million. That was like October. They bought all that Bitcoin, $500 million worth of Bitcoin, without even moving the market because that's how bots work. I'm not trying to sound snooty or snotty or whatever the word you kind of want to use, but it's more like you have to understand that you can use bots to time exactly when things are going to move in the market so that you don't move the market's price. And this is exactly what they're going to be doing again. If you put a buy order for 650 million US dollars on Coinbase, on Kraken, on Binance, the price is going to skyrocket immediately. And that's what they don't want because they want to buy up as much as they possibly can at the same price where it currently is. That's why they were bragging before that they bought $500 million worth of Bitcoin at $9,000. And then when it finally gets priced into the market and people were like, oh, I see what they did, that's when the price starts going up. You don't want to buy higher. It doesn't make any sense. You want to buy at the current actual price. Anyway, yeah. I woke up and this was a text on my phone that it had been risen to $650 million. And I won't lie, I had like a little chill. It was kind of like one of those really crazy moments where you're like, this is insane. Because MicroStrategy and these other companies, they announce something like normally before in the cryptocurrency space, we typically get news that a company comes forward saying, you know, we're thinking of potentially implementing something over the next 2 years. And then it takes 2 years and then they finally do it. But in the cryptocurrency space, they're like, yeah, we're thinking about doing it. And then by Saturday, it's a little wild how quickly everything is actually moving, because it normally, like, we're used to things taking a very long time. This is why when we talk about central bank digital currencies, I'm like, well, they'll happen eventually. I think it would blow the market's mind if countries were like, yeah, we're going to launch a central bank digital currency on a Tuesday, and then by Friday, they're like, yeah, everyone can go use it now. Because we know that governments are too slow for that to ever happen. But alas, here's the actual blog post, if you want to stray that. It says MicroStrategy completes $650 million offering of 0.75% convertible senior notes due on 2025. It's wild. Like, every single day, it just gets crazier and crazier. For the people who've been selling off their crypto for gold, for stocks, I really don't know what world or planet most people are living in right now, because this is clear as day. This is very bright. It hurts my eyes how bright and clear this news actually is. And I found a very good article. Not going to read through it, but I mean, it's there. It says, efficient market hypothesis, MicroStrategy's $650 million Bitcoin buy has barely been priced in. It hasn't been priced in at all. Like, at all. At all. Not even kind of all. If we made it to $19,950, what was it, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? And even then, Bitcoin's price should easily be over $40,000 just based off of the numbers that we actually have. In my other video, I still read the comments for it on Money Rules channel. When I was going over the numbers of how much Bitcoin has actually gone and stuff like that, people are writing in the comment section like other names and famous people who I even forgot had mentioned before that they were buying up Bitcoin. And so even the numbers in that are lowballed simply because of all the other stuff happening. And I didn't even make a video on this one yet. So the point is, Bitcoin is incredibly undervalued. This will eventually be priced in. The thing that people usually forget and tend to forget and don't remember is that while MicroStrategy is planning on purchasing another $650 million in one go worth of Bitcoin, don't forget that PayPal and Square are buying up every single Bitcoin that's mined per day. This is before we start talking about how many companies are going to be getting into the cryptocurrency space. The thing that made the news yesterday that was really popular was that insurance company who just also put $100 million directly into Bitcoin. That was the first major insurance company that we've ever gotten. We've heard of hedge funds getting into it, and we've heard of retirement accounts trying to think about putting a small allocation of their money into Bitcoin. When the insurance companies start saying, why don't you have an allocation in Bitcoin? They're all going to start doing the same. Think logically for a second. If it's, I think the numbers estimated right now is I think 1.7% of people on the planet or something like that are actually into the cryptocurrency space. I think that was the number I read somewhere, not really sure. Take that number. If this is how crazy things are right now, imagine when we get to 8%, 9%, 10% of the people on the planet who are actually into crypto. Backtracking once again, right now we have two companies who are already buying up all the Bitcoin that's mined every single day. Two. And they're not MicroStrategy and they're not Grayscale. And every time we hear about Grayscale has purchased another 45 million, 125 million. I'm fairly certain, once again, they're going to get to 1 million Bitcoin relatively soon. Anyway, the news being that probably by the end of next week or the week after, we will hear that MicroStrategy, it was, 841, they'll own around $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin at that point. Clear as day where all of this is going. Anyway, let's move on, because hopefully you know how I feel about this topic. And just hopefully you're paying attention, because it's going to get real really fast. Next up, one of the original architects of the XRP ledger says that the third largest cryptocurrency is poised to make its debut in the booming DeFi space. In an interview with Upload, Ripple CTO David Schwartz says Flare Network's efforts to bring smart contracts to XRP will open up a wide array of use cases. I said I'm very impressed with what they're doing. Flare has built a network using different pieces that they took from different blockchains, Ethereum smart contracts, Avalanche consensus, and XRP settlement. And what they're bringing to XRP's world is essentially a DeFi solution. So they have a fast and reliable settlement mechanism, XRP, and they have ways to essentially bring Ethereum-style smart contracts to the XRP world. The vast majority of crypto assets in DeFi are currently built on Ethereum. What we have right now is that a lot of people are trying to find other cases for their coins and or just trying to, relatively keep up, regardless of how slow Ethereum's blockchain currently is. Nearly everyone is building their DeFi platforms on top of this. A lot of the news during this week, once again, this is part of news I missed. It says, XRP soon to undergo pivotal breakout after last month's rally. A lot of people think or believe that XRP is not only gearing up, revving up, planning on moving up something, but that Spark and Flare are going to issue in this brand new world of things doing. Basically because using XRP is burned every transaction. Smart contracts, we've seen what smart contracts have done to Ethereum and the rise in its price, and therefore if people start building things on top of XRP, I think I even have it right here. Yeah, here's the actual transaction speed of the blockchains. It's difficult to find these numbers now. It's really interesting. This light yellow line is the speed claimed by developers, and the actual yellow line is how far the blockchain has actually been pushed, like at its maximum, how far we've actually been able to get to. And XRP actually has the highest numbers according to the numbers from Cointelegraph. Don't go and scream at me and tell me that your grandmother told me that Tron can do 10,000 or something or other. These are the actual numbers that people have been testing back and forth. Anyway, so quite fascinating to see exactly where this is all going to go. I am interested. Once again, I have not sold any of my coins. Yes, I do hold XRP. I would love for XRP to succeed because I'm holding it. That's how investing works. If we're going to have some major breakout soon, I don't really know. However, if this platform does work, if we start hearing that there's wrapped Bitcoin on top of XRP, wrapped Ethereum, or any other wrapped coin starts building on top of the XRP ledger, or we get some video games or something. I mean, 1,500 transactions per second is already a lot compared to even the other ones next to it, like 7, 15, 61, 50. It's a pretty large number. Oh, I remember that when people from EOS said it was 4,000 transactions per second. Anyway, the point is, what does this one say? Yeah, so I checked around as much I could, and the only thing I could constantly find for XRP was the 1,500 transactions per second. I assume as further updates roll out, they'll be able to hit the 50,000. I think the 50,000 was projected as a number that they'll be able to hit in the future, and that was usually the number. And I'm so glad we don't hear about this anymore. A big thing in 2018 and 2019 was being able to have your blockchain hit as many transactions per second as Visa and MasterCard. That was always the thing. You want to be able to match exactly where Visa and MasterCard are, so therefore you'd be able to take over their systems and yada yada blah, 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 blah. Anyway, a lot of XRP news this week. Quite shocked because we didn't hear about them before at all, but I guess it was a lot of the hype and energy around the actual airdrop. Anyway, that's all the ZERP news, and let's move on. In news that kind of shocked me, but then it really didn't, it says Russia is the latest country to require its government officials to report their cryptocurrency holdings officially. Russian officials have to disclose their crypto holdings by June 2021, which is an interesting time frame as well, that they're making them have so much extra time. Like, why do you need 6 extra months to be able to declare something that you already have? I assume, assumption, this is probably going to allow a lot of people to put their crypto holdings into subsidiaries or other things that may not be directly associated with them. So therefore, they don't really have to declare anything because I'm not holding it. It's not really mine. It's in a company somewhere else. Assumption. Russia is the latest country that has asked its government officials to report their crypto holdings officially. The president has signed a decree obliging Russian officials to disclose their crypto investments by June 30th. That's so ridiculous. Like, you might as well just say by 2025. Like, what's the point? Local news agency TASS reported on the 10th of December. Officially released on Thursday, the law stipulates new measures related to Russia's federal crypto law on digital and financial assets, or the FDA, or the DFA. Another reason why they're probably doing this is, I think another part of the law that they released before was a mandate that normal citizens had to be able to declare their cryptocurrency holdings. So it's kind of the word isn't scapegoat, but you can say, well, now the law applies to all of our deputies and officials and parliament members as well. So you also have to do the exact same thing. But they know how to circumvent the exact same way that I was just telling you before, the same as I think with free ports. They know how to circumvent all these things. So it's more of a control thing. I'm pretty sure if there are any Russian officials who are holding crypto, the government probably already knows. I don't think it's like we'll just wait 7 more months to see exactly what they do. I'm pretty certain, the way things work here, they probably already have a very firm idea of who has how much they has. Anyway, yeah, that's the Russian news, I guess you can kind of say. Also, it's not that it was popular. We keep getting a lot of regulation news kind of floating around, and this just happens to be one of the bigger ones. So sure, why not? Do whatever you can to make sure that you know everything about your citizens, because, control always works. People love being stepped on. That's always a fun thing. Next up, banks in India are again doing business with select cryptocurrency exchanges and their customers. Top institutions such as the State Bank of India, or the ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, and Yes Bank, okay, are allowing customers to use their bank accounts to fund cryptocurrency trading. They are further offering various facilities to cryptocurrency exchanges, sources familiar with the matter told the Economic Times. Accounts of major exchanges have been suspended after the Reserve Bank of India issued an order barring banks from using their systems for cryptocurrency-related transfers. In April of 2018, the ban was squashed, because there never was one, by the Supreme Court earlier this year. So the news being, quite an interesting one, is that apparently banks are now doing business again with people who are in the cryptocurrency space. I'm not sure if this is just, it says traders and exchanges, but I don't know if that's just like institutional traders and cryptocurrency exchanges, or if it's like everyday people who are once again allowed to use their bank accounts to be able to trade crypto. This was a very major thing years ago, where anyone around the world, this is not just in India, this was in everywhere, especially within the United States, if people were using their account to send payment to Coinbase and it came up on their statement, $800 going to Coinbase, they got their accounts closed, frozen. It was kind of across the board. But India has been a bit more scrutinizing-y, not a word, when it comes to all of these things, because it just has to do with control and them trying to figure out exactly how to gauge the market and see where all of this is going. So I would assume that banks would not be doing business with people and cryptocurrency exchanges if they had not already been given the go-ahead by the central bank and or government, parliament, whatever they actually needed to do. Let's hope that this continues, because the Indian saga story has been so ridiculous across the entire board. Just let these people use cryptocurrencies, even if you need to do KYC, AML. One of the speculations as to why the Indian government and many other countries didn't let their people get into it, it's the same exact thing with China, is the sheer amount of people who are in their borders. The idea was, especially in 2017, when we got news that people from India and in China were getting into Bitcoin, well, these are billion people markets. If we get 100 million people, 10% of the population, to start owning fragments of these coins, well, then the coins begin to skyrocket. And this is why a lot of people believe that they kind of shut it down, because they're China's trying to create their own central bank digital currency, and India is trying to figure out how to get control of everything in general. Anyway, here's the actual news from the Financial Times. It says Indian banks rush to join Bitcoin party. It was going to happen at some point. You can't hear that there are other companies putting $650 million in one go into cryptocurrencies, and you don't at least try to do the exact same. So I think the next step, still for all of us, is about, I think, a year and a half or 2 years away, and that's when the banks begin to offer crypto accounts, crypto custody. You can hold your crypto with us. That's going to be the next step. It's just a matter of them openly saying that they're actually doing it. Because I wonder How many banks are you as a bank? Once again, you don't get into something unless you already exposed to it. I highly doubt that Indian banks or banks anywhere are allowing people to buy crypto, trade crypto, yada, 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 without trying to make these services for themselves. If you allow someone else to do the service that you could be doing, you're losing out on money. If Bitcoin does go up to these insane amounts and you're not holding Bitcoin, well, you lost the bank money. So it's this revolving door of gotta make money. Anyway, let's hope that the news in India, becomes a little bit better when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And without further ado, let's move on. See how much ado there was there? There was a lot of ado. Next up, I find this quite fascinating, and we're definitely going to be covering this a lot more. It says an NFT, that is a non-fungible token, that is a token that is discernible from other tokens. I can tell this token apart from this one. In the form of an animated bull, I assume that's that right there, just sold for $19,500 26 times its original asking price. In the latest of a series of buzzy transactions on Nifty Gateway, the NFT marketplace purchased by the Winklevoss twins last year. The virtual painting of a series called Picasso's Bull is sort of a garnish amalgam of crypto symbols and faux cubism. Trevor Jones, an Edinburgh-based NFT artist and painter, initially sold 9 more NFTs. Oh my gosh. 9 more with a silver colorway for $750 each. He also sold 25 in bronze, 3 in gold, and 1 of a kind in taupe. The original buyer is Micah Johnson, a former professional baseball player turned NFT investor. Isn't that something? Imagine leaving a sport to be like, I'm going to collect art. Who confirmed the news that he'd offloaded the work in a tweet. Here's Trevor Jones saying the number that he got for the sale and said, now that I've moved one for $19,500, these numbers are going to skyrocket. I was the sacrificial lamb. So, where do I begin? A lot of people have been asking me to cover digital art, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of like really do it. And also cover digital real estate. I know if you're new here, you're like, digital what? And now I know it sounds completely insane, but keeping in mind 15 years ago, if someone told you that there was something called Bitcoin that you would be using that's a number on a screen, you'd also roll your eyes because you were like, I'm never going to use that. So digital real estate is definitely becoming a thing. I'm still kind of waiting on like a major platform to really like launch so that I know it's a bit more secure. But when it comes to digital art, I don't know if I've told people this before, but I do art. Not do art, but I do make art. I should have never used those words. I do make art myself, and I've really been thinking of trying to get into this marketplace as well because, $19,000 for a digital anything is fascinating. And this is not the first time that we've had news like this. There's usually like a maybe once a week, some type of a non-fungible token painting being sold, but 26 times its original price is kind of insane. I think it was also Pompliano who said that. I think it was Pompliano. Don't remember. Somebody dominant in the cryptocurrency space announced that they were also buying up digital art, and I think the marketplace is so brand new that a lot of these things could become quite major in the future. Anyway, that's the art news, I guess, for today, but it's a bit insane how digital assets in general not only have value but are being like hyper recognized. I've been on a couple of other these other platforms before, and people were selling things like you can see like the actual like sales going through, and people were selling stuff for like $650. And anyway, interesting. No, let's move on. In Sure news, according to a Bloomberg report, Sweden's government will start exploring the feasibility of having a digital currency, marking another step into the unknown for the world's most cashless society. Per Bolund, the financial markets minister said a review launched on Friday is expected to be completed by the end of November in 2020. Why so long? Anna Kingberg Batra, a former chairwoman of the Riksbank Finance Committee, will lead the inquiry. Central banks across the countries are exploring central bank digital currencies. So the news being, another bank is exploring a central bank digital currency. They keep announcing the feasibility of it, but I assume they know the feasibility of it and they already have these things kind of going. I don't know if they're gauging public interest, if they're just trying to see whatever. Many Nordic countries are already completely cashless. If you have time this weekend, I mean, really, you can find tons of things on it. Look up like Norway, Denmark, Sweden. I think Finland also is up. I know that it's up there geographically, but more like they're all basically cashless right now. They show people going to flea markets, everyone's scanning their phones, or they accept PayPal with a QR code. There's also this thing right now in many Nordic countries where people are getting, and this is going to freak people out, but there are people who have like implants in their hands. Once again, I said it's going to freak people out, where basically you can like walk up to your car door and like it reads your hand and your door opens. You can put it onto your house door and the house door opens. When you go to work, you scan your hand because you have a chip inside of your hand. It's the future. I know it's a little bit creepy sometimes, but alas, here we are. So, yeah. They keep saying, this is also news, everyday news. They keep saying that they're trying to assess the feasibility. They know already. So, sure, why not? I almost said bring it on, but it makes no sense to the actual context. Anyway, that's the Swedish news. And the Swedish news. And let's move on. And to finish things off, SBI Holdings has already established itself as a major player in the world of cryptocurrencies, teaming up with Ripple. For those of you who don't know, SBI is one of the largest banks in the world. I think they're the largest bank in Japan. They have tons of subsidiaries. They have SBI this, SBI Sports, SBI yada, yada, yada. They partnered with Ripple, I believe, in 2017, and SBI owns, I think, 10% of Ripple. It's some type of a percentage of Ripple. Now the banking giant has announced through its subsidiary, SBI Digital Asset Holdings, a joint venture with Switzerland-based SIX Digital Exchange. The announcement noted that the joint venture was aimed at driving institutional, rich, digital asset liquidity through a Singapore-based digital asset insurance platform, exchange, and CDS venue. That was a lot. It is supposed to go live by 2022 and is subject to regulatory approvals from the Monetary Authority of Singapore. The joint venture between the two is set to target the growing demand for public and private institutional digital assets, and including the regulated digital asset securities and cryptocurrency assets. The announcement says the venture will market directly to regulated institutional clients, utilizing technologies from both companies to provide institutional-grade services including issuing, listing, trading, CSD infrastructure, and custody of digital assets and cryptocurrencies. So the news basically being a stock exchange and a major bank are partnering together to make a rich people cryptocurrency exchange. I hope we look back on these videos in a couple of years and just basically laugh at how blatant everything is right now. This ties directly into Banks Love Bitcoin news, which is becoming like a daily thing now. I mean, first of all, it was already a daily thing, but I'm thinking of just announcing it as a daily segment because it's happening all the time now. And it's no longer surprising, at least not to me, because it happens all the time. So I think by the year 2024, I don't think we'll be able to recognize anything anymore. I think the world of finance will have completely caved in and rather given in to cryptocurrencies. The amount of things that we keep hearing that are either releasing, have released, or are going to be released in the coming years, especially when it comes to banks. Like this, not even SBI. How many other banks have we heard talking about that they're creating their own cryptocurrency trading platforms and or crypto custody platforms? So every bank in the future will have all of these services offered. And once again, count your lucky stars that you are an early adopter, because there are billions of people who are not. Every single time that we get news that MicroStrategy, Square, PayPal, whatever, I can't even think of all the other names, are buying up all these coins, there's not enough Bitcoin, there's not enough full Bitcoin for everyone on the planet. If you divvy there's just not enough Bitcoin. And I don't know how to stress that enough. So we're going to get to a really interesting squeeze point fairly soon where everyone's going to try and get into the market and they won't be able to. They just won't be able to get anything. So once again, if you're an early adopter, if you're here, you are an early adopter, and just count your blessings because you're probably going to be part of the 1% very, very soon. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Crypto Stahl, George Montoya, Wise Link Not TMI, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banano, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Steuer. Wait. Oh my gosh, why'd I do that? My eyebrow was itching and then I slammed my nose into the microphone. Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Moroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Manjalavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, there we go, Miller Hirsch, Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Mouse Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. I'm seeing a whole bunch of new ones every single day. Thank you very much for all of your generosity. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who's a clicker of affiliate links. And thank you to everyone who left a thumbs up on this video. You're all quite spectacular. As always, or rather, wait, there we go. Bitcoin currently is at 18,449. It is up by 3.26%. I did not personally expect that dip, the dip that we had to kind of continue. It looks like, based on this 24-hour chart, we're going to try and hit $19,000 once again. I'm very excited to see when reality gets priced back into the market. Ether's up by almost 3%. XRP is down by 5%. I do not know officially when the airdrop is. I believe it is today. So maybe this is just the relaxation of the hype. To be fair, at least it's not down by 38%, because a lot of times when airdrops happen or happened before in the past and people started selling off, it was like a rapid drop down. Litecoin's up by 6%. ADA's up by 5.6%. Anything crazy? Monero's up by 10. Nem is up by 22%. Something behind the scenes has to be happening with that coin. There's no Nem news that we've been getting at all, and the price keeps rising every single day. Unless they figured out how to really pump that coin to an exact science. Not really sure. Okay, B is up by 7%. Aave is up by 10. Dash is up by 8. I think it just may be the general sentiment of the moving up, and therefore everything else is also moving up as well. Waves is up by 8. IOTA is up by 7. IOTA has $11 million worth of trading volume. Okay. Uniswap is up by 6. Anything else crazy? Omise goes up by 5, but I think it's just a general upward trend that we see going on. Yeah. I thought this was called hair. I mean, it's called Omeros, which isn't. Anyway, I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.